I think in-store for retail media is a hugely untapped opportunity here. The reason it's untapped is when you look at the majority of verticals, but let's pick grocery as an example, 80–90% of physical shoppers, customers, consumers are still buying in a physical store. So if you want to reach an audience where the majority of sales are still happening, for me as a brand, I would want to activate my retail media campaign in that physical store because I'm reaching the most amount of people who are hopefully going to be buying my product. And so the evolution of in-store retail media, I think, has gone from what people have traditionally talked about as like shopper trade, that kind of printed POS signage in a store, moving through then to using first-party loyalty data through the loyalty cards that a lot of retailers have, helping talk to them through coupons and targeted messaging that's specific to what they're buying in their cart, through now to the digital ecosystem that exists in a store. So your screens and your audio that's going on in the store. But for us, what we see is the connectivity opportunity there. It's about bringing your traditional channels, your analog and print channels, alongside your then digital channels, your screens and your audio, and then connecting that up to the on-site and off-site inventory that exists in the retail media networks. In terms of standardization in the store and how that's playing into people's wider measurement standards across retail media, I think it's fair to say no one's got the silver bullet yet. No one is doing best practice at this stage because it's still an undeveloped category. But with measurement and standardization, I think the opportunity is twofold. First is, sometimes I think as an industry, we are looking for perfection when actually good already exists, and we shouldn't let perfection be the enemy of good. And by that, I mean, when you come to a store measurement, you can do a test feed control measurement standard, which brands will accept to show an uplift, right? To show that you're shifting more product in that store than versus your control stores where your media is not being activated. And I think that is a good base field or base play for the retailers to set up their in-store measurement. And that can be standardized. Most retailers will measure that in exactly the same way and give apples for apples. So if I'm a brand comparing different retail media networks, I can then understand where I'm genuinely getting the best sales uplift. And when we look at the more advanced opportunity where you've got some ad tech partners coming in, looking at tracking, making sure that they can say, did you buy it or did I buy it? That would be like the North Star opportunity. What I would say is we don't need to overcomplicate it though. Like we can absolutely start with good and get to the North Star of perfection.
How does data coming through your business help drive CTV or targeted advertising?
Yeah, so we're working with our retail partners in a connected TV environment to help use the retailer data that's coming through, that first-party loyalty data, to really understand how they can reach new audiences. We use our platform and plan apps to help really plan media and connectivity as part of connected TV, but also part of that wider in-store, on-site, off-site mix. And first-party data should flow through all of that, in my opinion, because you want to ensure that when you're spending dollars with those third-party off-site providers in a connected TV environment, it's not cheap. So you want to make sure that you are getting the best bang for your buck by planning that correctly and holistically as part of a wider campaign. I think connected TV has a really important role to play, and North America has been doing a really good job at that in terms of being some of the first movers in that space. But it needs to drive against the KPIs that an advertiser is setting. Otherwise, it's probably a way of spending a lot of money very quickly and not getting a great return.
What do buyers need to know about commerce media, both the agencies and the brands, as they, some of them are very sophisticated, some are learning.
Yeah.
What are some best practices?
I think, first of all, if I'm looking at it from a store perspective, don't just see in-store retail media as a digital screen or a digital piece of audio. It is so much more from a best practice. You should be connecting everything you are doing through the line as an agency, from your traditional above-the-line media all the way through to the point of purchase in a store. And that means that you need to think of it not just as a screen in that store, but as every touch point that a shopper is going to engage with. They might be engaging with them on the phone in the store. They might be engaging at a physical touch point. They might be engaging, on-site and off-site, but that has to be connected through. So what I would love to see agencies doing more of is that connected planning with the retail media networks to ensure that they're talking to them at every single touch point. The other thing which I'm really passionate about is that we should be always thinking about the end experience of the shopper and the customer in this scenario. There's no point doing retail media if it's not going to enhance the customer experience. And I'm a big believer that it can enhance the customer experience when it's planned correctly and executed correctly. So my advice to agencies would be to thinking about how does this affect the end customer in wherever environment they are shopping in a physical or digital sense, and to work really closely with their RMN partners to do that.